What you do, you find out what you do better than somebody else, and that's what you market. That's what you advertise. That's what you do as a small business, and then you get the reward of success. People come back to you. They like what you do. They like the service they get, and they don't ask me. They might try to Jew me down on a price. That's fine. You know what? That's free market as well. Sir? Did I? All right. I apologize to the Jews. They're good small businessmen as well.
Oh. From Oklahoma State Rep. Republican Dennis Johnson to Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz inviting a Holocaust denier to the State of the Union.
Thank you, Scott. Anybody got any questions? No question. Okay. We got a representative up here. See if you could Jew them down a little bit on the price.
Kentucky Rep. Thomas Walker.
I believe that organized Jewry is extremely influential in the United States. We need to go back to burning women alive. It's, oh, you haven't had sex. It's like, well, I haven't chosen to do that yet. I'm choosing instead to be an historical figure. I'm choosing instead to lead an historical right-wing movement. So it's a cope. But anyway, I'm an incel. I am a proud incel.
Avowed white supremacist Nick Fuentes.
There's people in this country that are Jewish no longer love Israel. I'll tell you, the evangelical Christians love Israel more than the Jews in this country. It used to be that Israel had absolute power over Congress, and today I think it's the exact opposite. And yet in the election, they still get a lot of votes from Jewish people, which tells you that the Jewish people, and I've said this for a long time, the Jewish people in the United States either don't like Israel or don't care about Israel. I mean, you look at the New York Times hates Israel.
And former President Donald Trump. Antisemitism has come back to the mainstream. Look no further than the Cincinnati Reds' Hall of Fame press conference. Pete Rose told a story of how he was paid $400 out of college by one of the honorees. The late Reds GM, Gabe Paul. Jenny Paul, Gabe's daughter, uttered how shockingly low the figure was. MLB Hall of Famer Johnny Bench then said, he was Jewish. Bench, an MLB Hall of Fame inductee in 1989, has since apologized, though he made the remark. Some laughed, others did not. Paul, who died in 1998, was Jewish. There will undoubtedly be the naysayers who call us soft and say we're being too sensitive, and that it's a compliment. Well, let me debunk all of that for you. There's one man who thinks the same as Bench, Donald Trump. Black guys counting my money, I hate it. The only kind of people I want counting my money are short guys that wear yarmulkes every day, Trump is reported to have said in a 1991 book regarding his business approach. It is an age-old trope that is riddled with anti-Semitism. The historical explanation for this enduring linking of Jews and money is that Jews were pushed into financial roles by a church that barred Christians from, say, lending money for interest and barred Jews from doing much else, such as owning and farming land. This goes as far back as Shakespeare's Shylock caricature, which lent a sinister undertone of greed and exploitation to Jewish financial dealings that would be invoked to justify anti-Jewish measures for centuries to come. The debunked and widely unfounded Jewish control of the financial system was a pillar of this man's war against Jewish people in Europe. The Protocols of the Elders of Zion, a book that was even quoted in a film that NBA star Kyrie Irving posted about on his social media, is the most notorious and widely distributed anti-Semitic publication in modern times. Its lies about Jews, which have been repeatedly discredited, continue to circulate today, especially on the internet. The individuals and groups who have used the protocols are all linked by a common purpose: to spread hatred of Jews. Nigel Farage, the leader of Brexit, also peddled in the conspiracy theories, with one name that serves as a dog whistle: George Soros.
You hear about slavery for 400 years? For 400 years, that sounds like a choice.
In the last year, hip-hop icon Kanye West had a falling out with the public over his comments on Jewish people as well.
He runs your kids, he runs the schools, he runs the banks. This guy, this spirit, This smiling, leering devil that thinks you can't see what he is. He is your enemy.
He ticked off almost every single trope used to attack Jews in history across the world. Anti-human trash, dehumanize them. Demon spawn, references to devil worship, filth. I mean, this is fascism 101, Nazi 101. He's controls your kids, a reference to kids, which he's gonna make worse in a second with blood libel. And he runs the banks. Brian Selter, it works in media. Why would he run the banks? Because that is the most classic trope against Jews in history.
And Alex Jones, well, he's just gonna Alex Jones.
She's got a noble nose, but she's not Jewish. So, that's what all this comes down to, ladies and gentlemen, and it just is insane.
Oh, double facepalm. Your defense of why you're not anti-Semitic is my wife has a big nose.
Plus.
So we are keeping a close eye on this kind of growing fallout, right, from former President Trump's dinner with Kanye West, now legally known as Ye, as well as, more notoriously, Nick Fuentes. This is a notorious Holocaust denier, white supremacist as well.
Jewish communities are on edge after a stream of anti-Semitic incidents. Last week, the FBI warned of a, quote, broad threat against New Jersey synagogues. Celebrities like rapper Kanye West, who now goes by Ye, have been pointed to as promoting anti-Semitic tropes. And Nets point guard Kyrie Irving has even been suspended for anti-Semitic posts on social media.
And it keeps happening over and over again. In New Jersey, a 19-year-old admitted to threatening synagogues with attacks. A fan of Arsenal Football Club was given a 3-year ban after he shouted, "The Big H should have finished the job." And in San Diego, anti-Semitic and homophobic flyers were spotted. These were all just in a few days between one another. KCRA, a local NBC affiliate in Sacramento, California, cited a report showing 2022 was a record-setting year for anti-Semitic comments. Here's where I stand. Johnny Bench has come out and apologized. I accept his apology, but it comes with the caveat that he will take in and understand how this is hurtful, how this leads to violence, how it is anti-Semitic. If he goes out, shows, as much as many other folks went after Nick Cannon and Deshaun Jackson, and they say to him, "We will also forgive you if you put in the time to understand why it was so incredibly hurtful," then I will completely forgive him. But right now, I understand that he is getting a lot of heat. He is receiving the backlash, which is warranted, but now prove it.